We go Rumbelow from Just Stop Oil. What do you think you're achieving with these incredibly disruptive and also dangerous protests?
I'm sure you'll agree we're in an incredibly grave situation with the climate crisis. Just Stop Oil will continue to disrupt cultural and sporting events until the institutions of this country pick a side. We will continue to disrupt cultural and sporting events.
And once more, orange clouds hang over a British sporting event this summer.
It's saying, I'm having to slot back into fifth position and then pull back. And looks as though we've got an incident here on the start line. So event security getting involved.
Driver's point of view, the cars are fine. They're just sitting there, energised and ready to go.
Terrible scenes here at the Crucible.
To get my kids to school. 4 of them have just left on the bus. 4 of them. And one's 4 months. He's got to take it. No, it's not. You have to be here. You can 30 seconds let the bus go past. That's all I'm asking. 30 seconds. This is ridiculous. I know you want money. I understand all of that. This is ridiculous.
He is pleading protester to let him get his baby to the hospital.
I don't give a flying at your television.
What kind of people are you? This woman has a real newborn baby, guys.
You make more pollution. If somebody's going to the hospital, it's illegal.
Bros, I get the whole point of a peaceful protest, but you gotta think of who you affected when you do certain things like this. It's not the big organizations, it's the people. If you piecing the people on the same common grounds as you are, then how is that gonna help when you gotta deal with the big boss? You gonna need some backup. Everybody will be like, nah, fuck them niggas. Fucking ruin events for me. Ruining my kids' education, terrorizing my kids' house. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to take them to the hospital? You niggas standing on the street for 2 days.
But I'm interested to know about these tactics. What evidence do you have that blocking the busiest motorway in the UK, causing endless disruption for tens of thousands of people, is actually achieving anything?
We need everybody to come to join us so we don't have to cause this type of disruption on the motorways. We need to be sat outside Parliament with tens and tens of thousands of people demanding an end to new oil and gas.
Yes, but you don't need to resort to this kind of disruptive behaviour, because it seems to me what people are talking about, Indigo, are your methods and not your message. Your message is being completely lost because of the methods that you are using, which are infuriating people and disrupting life.
So the climate crisis is disrupting people around the world right now, and even here in the UK this summer we saw the effects of the climate crisis, with the UK getting 40 degrees heat and birds falling out of the sky and pensioners dying before they should. This is just the beginning, and the climate crisis is going to get worse and worse and worse unless we act.
But we know that. We cover that. We cover that on the news. We know all that.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about these tactics, the message that you want to get across, get completely lost. I mean, your message is certainly lost on the woman who didn't get to hospital for her stroke treatment. Your message is certainly lost on the patient who didn't get to hospital for her cancer treatment. And your message is also certainly lost on Tony Banbury, the man who missed his father's funeral. So I guess my question is, what is the point of doing it like this?
So it's very clear that the disruption will end as soon as the government issue this statement to stop new oil and gas. But we will have to continue because at the moment, I just do not know what else we're going to do.
How's your main argument that you're trying to help the people overall? But you're hearing the people that you're affecting in this certain moment, and you're like, oh shit, fucking, we ain't really got nothing else we can do. Sorry. Oh, you missed your pop's funeral? Go to the next one. Like, nigga, show some empathy.
And difficult thing to do.
No, just be specific. If it was your mum, if it was your mum who couldn't get to a hospital appointment for something quite urgent because Just Stop Oil protesters were blocking the road, how would you feel?
I personally would understand why those Just Stop Oil protesters were blocking the road.
Even if it was meant life and death.
Even if it was my mum. Do you have any other ideas of how we could get our government
but it's not for me to give you
issue a
ideas.
statement to end new oil and gas? Because this isn't an issue of just green policy or just the climate protesters. It's an issue that's going to impact you. It's going to impact me. It's going to impact your children if you have children. And it's impacting people around the world. So our government's decision to go ahead with new oil and gas with the full knowledge that this will kill millions of people is a complete act of betrayal on my generation.
But we're talking about here now the tactics that you are using. I mean, listen to what Tony Banbury said. These people have forced me not to go to my father's funeral. And it's not like I get a second chance. I will never forget what they have done, and I will never forgive what they have done. So my point again to you is that the way you are going about this means that people are not listening to the message. They are just talking about the method, and they don't like the method.
It's a very serious situation.
If business is not booming, it's time to change the format again. The tactics that are going on within this protest are not working. I feel like the only way to really implement change is to set an example. Why don't they just boycott fossil fuels? Show people how easy it is to live without. Then it'd be easier for people to transition to that. Then maybe we can talk about settling common ground. But yeah, I don't have no type of control over this, so I don't really know why you even listen to me about this shit. You got school or something? I'm not saying that's wrong or nothing, but stick to the bus and stay out there.
The streets!